Welcome to Planit Butter, my world, where I hopefully inspire you to build yours by being Intucentric, an immersive experience. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied Intucentric philosophy, and recorded in a variety of international locations as I embody my Intucentric way. You reflect on yours, and we experience occasional guest episodes where we visit other worlds and learn something cool. I'm Jordan Alexandra Blizzard Planet. This is From My Planet to Yours. Less of a podcast, more of a variety show, and a very funny approach to a documentary series. Thanks for joining me in Jericoacoara, Brazil for episode 112, where we will be doing a sort of story time episode. And I say sort of because I don't really know and I can't really tell you, but I'm going to tell you what I can. And for whatever reason, Planit Butter demanded I document this today while I don't really know and I can't really tell you. So, shall we? Let's boogie. As always, email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's life approach. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. All right, guys. So, I don't really know, and I can't really tell you, but Planit Butter has asked me to communicate with Earth. So, guys, super crazy. We have received Planit Butter's next mission. We will be going to Hawaii. I'm so excited. And here's what I don't really know and what I can't really tell you to the best of my ability. Oh my goodness. Here's how we arrived at the information that I don't really know and I can't really tell you. The other morning, I woke up, thankfully, and I said, "Good morning, Earth. Thanks for having me." And I had the intuitive ping to look around nearby for potentially extending here in Jedi. So I said, okay, let's feel into it. So I look around. I see one place that gave me a little ping. Now, remember, when being Intucentric, we have 3 core concepts. Planit Butter Jet Ring of Consciousness, our cycle for decision making, which includes intuition, sensations, action, sensations again. The second core concept, 3 core methods: boundaries, confidence, alignment. When we clarify and respect our boundaries, we show up more confidently and therefore sustain or reconnect with our alignment. And then the third core concept, self-friendship, the commitment to embracing, understanding, and enjoying ourselves. So I get that intuitive ping, the first thing with the cycle for decision making, and my sensations were like, okay, cool, relaxed, at ease, excited. Action was take a look around. Sensations again were, not really, nothing's really doing it for me. And then I see one place where I'm like, ooh, I could stay there. Now, in retrospect, and even while I was doing it, I was aware of this. Yet, we still have to go through the motions. It's a practice. Being Intucentric is a practice forever. So, the ooh, I could stay there. The could stay there is not a that's the spot. Because usually when I see a place, I feel that's the spot. But when it's a could and it's a I'm not totally sure, then that's not the spot. Yet we still needed to feel through it and be 100% sure through our Intucentric practice. And I wanted to see this place because it's really beautiful. So I book an appointment to go visit in person, which is also not something I typically do, but sometimes when I feel like it, I don't know, I'm here and why not? Before I leave to go visit this place, I do a quote unquote random page read from Intucentric, my new book, and I just so happen to open to this page that says, every time we say no to something that is not in our best interest, we're telling our subconscious mind that we are a safe space and putting the universe on notice. If we don't like something, we do not accept it. Remember, What we accept is what we deserve. The skill is to continue to self-reflect and self-connect on our boundaries, stay true to them, and practice passions as we hold out for the yes we want. Not the kind of, not the almost, not the basically, the fuck yes. Every action has a reaction. Every closed door directs us toward an open one. Every no has a yes. You know this. So that's the page that I read on my way to look at this beautiful villa. And I get to the villa. It is beautiful. The lady showing me is lovely. It's very pleasant. And I felt very aligned with being there because it respected my boundaries at the time to go immerse and experience and feel into the space, which allowed me to show up more confidently, which meant I was sustaining my alignment. Now, the part of the cycle for decision making is my intuition was go visit, yet my sensations when I was in the villa felt more contracted. Now, this is a harder one to explain because physically my body was relaxed, but I felt the energetic pressure of contraction. And again, it's really hard to explain. You will be able to identify it for yourself the more you invest your attention in your bodily sensations as you go through your Intucentric practice. So I felt this little contraction. I'm like, wow, this place is beautiful. It's one of those things where it's like, on the surface, it sounds great. But like we love to say, intuition is illogical. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like on the surface or what it sounds like because that's not our intuition. Yeah, it's a beautiful villa. Yeah, it's by the beach. Yeah, it has all these things that do respect my boundaries. Yet, my intuition is like, so that made it a no. Yet, I still needed to continue to feel into it because it was a little bit more in advance to be clear on my next step. Yet, if it was my yes, then it wouldn't be too far in advance. It would have just been a yes. So it's interesting. Anyway, received that, kept it on my radar as like a sort of option. If I do extend here, that would be the place. But something's telling me no, even though it's like perfect in all the surface level ways, the logical ways, the boundary respecting ways, but my intuition's not jumping at it. So it's like, no. The next day, my best friend and the character artist for Blissy, Diana Ray Polis, texted me saying she's going to Hawaii next week. And now my friends travel a lot and they text me different things of where they are and what have you. And I'm always, yay, you, so excited for you. Have the best time. Send me pictures. But this time I felt a little like, Hawaii. My intuition is the My sensations were actually also kind of relaxed and quite indifferent, but excited and curious. But I just kind of put it over there because I'm like, okay, Diana going to Hawaii, giving me a ping isn't enough context for me to know if it's clicking into place with my full cycle for decision making and my 3 core methods and my self-friendship. So all those pieces are still, I'm still feeling into it. So I'm like, okay, I got a little note about Hawaii, yet let's release it. So we release it. Okay. The next day, Diana texts me again, entirely separate. She tells me that she bumped into a friend of mine at a cafe in Venice Beach, California. And he asked how I was doing because he knows I'm traveling and blah, blah. And she actually mentions that she kind of sees him a good amount. And he always asks how I'm doing, knowing I'm traveling. And this was a cafe that I frequented when I was based in Venice and would cross paths with this guy and his wife regularly. And we had lots of really great chats. So we're quite friendly. And so it's really sweet that he asks Diana about me. And very interesting that Diana would tell me that day when she said she has bumped into him many times. Yeah, guys, you with me? That's the universe's magic at play. Magic, as we define it on Planit Butter, is the possible that we can't comprehend. So, Uni's magic is doing its thing. Diana texts me this about the friend, and because she told me that she saw the friend, I was like, I'm going to check in with the friend. So I check in with the friend. I send him a little email, say, hey, blah, blah, blah. And unbeknownst to him, he disclosed information to me that locked into a piece of the Planit Butter puzzle. It fit perfectly in the Planit Butter puzzle. And because that piece fit perfectly in the Planit Butter puzzle, I processed another piece of the Planit Butter puzzle. And again, remember, guys, I don't really know and I can't really tell you, so this is the best that we've got right now. So because that piece locked into the puzzle, I processed another piece of the puzzle and went through all the puzzle pieces in the box, the metaphorical box right now of the puzzle pieces, and I knew exactly which puzzle piece would fit next to this new puzzle piece. So I take that puzzle piece and I'm like, wow, I have a really good feeling I know exactly where this puzzle piece is going to go. And sure enough, it did. It really fucking did. That puzzle piece fit so perfectly in this Planit Butter puzzle. You wouldn't believe it unless you are practicing your Intucentric way and you are familiar with my Intucentric way, because this puzzle piece makes so much freaking sense. It's still blowing my mind, but I entirely am not surprised. And that puzzle piece locking into place gave me the clarity of my next mission, Hawaii. That was my fuck yes. I have been wired for 48 hours with pure excitement. That is the energy of a fuck yes, you guys. Not the pretty villa, right? You look at this villa, it's beautiful. There's a pool, there's a beautiful landscape view. It's clean, it's modern, it's by the beach. Like, the price is great. Guys, all those types of things that society would be like, why wouldn't you do that? Because that is superficial. That's not intuitive living. That's not being Intucentric. My intuition felt contracted no matter how beautiful this freaking place is. So we respect our boundaries, which are aligned with our intuition. And because we do that, our sensations are excited, our confidence is secured, our alignment is therefore sustained, and our actions reflect such. Boom, Intucentric. Guys, I'm still freaking out. So I've been wired with excitement because I'm like, holy shit, this puzzle is looking really good, really good. And again, I don't really know and I can't tell you, but right now, that's what we know. Planit Butter's next mission has been revealed. We are going to Hawaii. I have received crazy specific puzzle pieces, crazy specific, that I am so eager to tell you guys when the time comes. And on that note, I am going to remind us of neutrality, staying neutral in this wildly interesting moment in Planit Butter history, as per this delicious, quote unquote, less of a podcast, more of a variety show, and a very funny approach to a documentary series. Watch. So I am going to reground myself and you in joining me for this journey in the concept of neutrality and the superpower that it is, which we discussed in depth on episode 111, titled Leveraging Neutrality. So given this week's fascinating episode of a half story time in which I don't really know and I can't really tell you, just to reiterate. We will ground us in neutrality, which, as per this delicious book, delicious, poise, emotional regulation, detachment, responsibility, trust, and indifference. These 6 words, phrases, what have you, create neutrality. At this time, during this unfolding mission of Hawaii, we don't really know, I can't really tell you, and we must stay neutral. Through poise, through my emotional regulation, through detachment to the outcome, through my personal responsibility, which we define on Planit Butter as the willingness to do more, do less, and pivot what we can control, trust in myself and the universe, and indifference. Collectively, I must remain neutral. And lastly, we're going to match that in the spirit of this fascinating, unfolding Hawaiian Planit Butter mission. Also, how about those flowers that I always wear in my hair? I'm just realizing I fit in perfectly to Hawaii. This is going to be fantastic. And these puzzle pieces are crazy. I could cry. I'm holding back some happy tears. This is crazy. The specificity of these puzzle pieces will blow your mind. I'm still processing. I am so wired. Okay, so we're going to close out this week's episode on the note of, for the billionth time, I don't really know, and I absolutely can't tell you. Yet I have received wildly specific puzzle pieces in this Planit Butter puzzle. And we're going to Hawaii. So here we go. This section is believing is seeing. Boogie with me. Do you believe in coincidences? I don't. And if you do, or if you don't, it doesn't really matter. Saying something is a coincidence makes as little sense as saying something isn't a coincidence. We may as well accept that it's not a coincidence and it doesn't make sense, because everything is interconnected. Society doesn't love to accept when things don't make sense, or rather, when society can't make sense of things. People either disregard the unexplainable as impossible or justify it. Maybe we try leaning into nonsense, like my puzzle pieces. Believing is seeing is precisely what makes the nonsense sense, the intangible tangible. Believing is openness to inspiration. Believing sustains inspiration. Believing is intention. Believing is effort. Believing is action. Believing creates results. Believing is seeing because what we believe, we attract. What we focus and focus expands. What we believe is what we see and receive. When we're solution-oriented and relentlessly optimistic, we build a foundation of excited willingness to take action as who we believe we are. And I will end there. Intucentric. Available in ebook, hardcover, paperback, and soon to be audiobook narrated by me through planitbutter.com. Okay, guys. That is where we are leaving this story time sort of episode. Mark my words, your mind will be blown as soon as I can tell you. Right now, thanks for joining me in this ride. It's very fun to be able to share it with you to the extent that I can. Thank you for receiving me, even though I don't really know and I can't really tell you. But these puzzle pieces are absolutely epic. As always, email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's life approach. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. See you next Thursday in Hawaii. Well, actually, this episode might be released. Well, it will be actually, technically, if all goes the way it seems to be going, I will be arriving in Hawaii when you are watching or listening to this episode, if you watch or listen to it the day that it's released. And I'm going to keep this in because I think this is silly. Okay. See you next Thursday from my planet to yours.